Hello, everyone. Good night, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. Today, I will just summarize what I actually stated in my previous videos that most of you would have seen that I uploaded last week and also this week. So, this in regards to the proclamation that was done by one of the West Papuan leader, the late Dr. Thom Wainggai. So the proclamation was done on the 14th of December 1988 at Mandela Stadium in Jayapura. So the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai was in response to the Rome Agreement. So the Rome Agreement, which was signed by the Dutch and the Netherlands, sorry, the Dutch and Indonesia, and this was actually held in Rome, Italy. So this Rome Agreement, which came into place on 1st May 1963, and it ended on 1st May 1988. So there was a period of 25 years. So within that period of 25 years, this West Papuan leader is one of the Papuan elite that actually got educated in Japan and also in America. So during those period of Indonesian rule in West Papua, because the Indonesia was given 25-year period to develop West Papua and bring it to a stage where it can be able to stand on its 2 feet, and then it will return it back to UN to actually complete the decolonization process. But Indonesia failed to do that, and they continue to colonize the territory of West Papua to this very day. So, what I'm trying to explain or take message or over to Papuan people is that a lot of us don't really understand about this particular proclamation. So maybe some of you would have heard from other people about this proclamation, but you wouldn't know exactly what it is. So, as for myself, I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't really understand what this proclamation is all about. I've heard that there was a proclamation done by this Papuan leader, but when I began to dig more and find out more about this particular proclamation that was done by Dr. Thom Wainggai, I realized that this particular proclamation has significant connection to the struggle of the West Papuan people, because Dr. Wainggai was actually trying to respond to the 25-year period which ended on 1st May 1988. So within the 25-year period, the Indonesia was supposed to develop West Papua. And there was a funding from UN through the Asian Development Bank, which Indonesia must use that money to help develop West Papua, but Indonesia failed miserably to do that. What they did was they used that money that was meant for West Papua to develop West Papua, they used that money to send those poor migrants, poor Javanese, from the overcrowded island of Java to West Papua. And that is wrong, and they shouldn't have done that. So I don't know how they had to report back to UN in regards to this, how they spent the money. But that money wasn't used to develop West Papua. That money, the fund that was set aside through Asian Development Bank, was used in the so-called Transmigration program, where the poor people from the overcrowded island of Java were sent to West Papua. So the particular proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai is valid, and it's sort of a response to or answers this legality of the UN Resolution 2504, because after that the fake referendum that was held in West Papua in 1969, where no West Papuan people participated. Only a tiny 1% or hand-selected people were forced at gunpoint to say yes to Indonesia. But that isn't a valid vote. In reality, that it is a sham referendum because no West Papuan people participated. So the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai is genuine and is valid because it sort of answers this 25-year period when the proclamation, the Rome Agreement was first implemented on 1st May 1963, and it ended on 1st May 1988. So the proclamation done by Dr. Thom Wainggai was on 14th December 1988. So that proclamation is valid and it's legal because it sort of responds to that particular time where the Papuan people should sort of tell or inform Indonesia and also the Dutch, including UN, and remind them of that particular agreement where they all agreed that after the 25-year period, they were supposed to hand West Papua back to UN so that the decolonization process can be completed. But Indonesia failed to do that, and it continued to colonize the people of West Papua to this very day. So, I would like to encourage the people of West Papua to support this particular proclamation done by Dr. Wainggai because that actually answers this UN Resolution 2504. Remember when that fake referendum, well, it's not a referendum anyway, it's a sham referendum because they only selected 1,025 people to participate in this particular referendum. But in reality, during that New York Agreement that was held in New York, America, they all agreed that there was supposed to be a referendum where all the adult Papuans over the age of 18 were supposed to participate in that referendum in West Papua. So during the time, the population of West Papua was around over 800,000 plus to 1 million people. So these people were not given the opportunity to participate in that referendum. So this Rome Agreement, which took place in Rome, Italy, which was between Dutch, Indonesia, and witnessed by officials from Rome, Indonesia went and sort of amend or change what was meant to be a genuine referendum in West Papua, where every adult Papuans were supposed to vote in a particular referendum. So Indonesia changed that part and conducted that fake referendum, or it's not really a referendum anyway, it's a fake vote in West Papua using its own system called musyawarah. So musyawarah is like they went and collected or handpicked or selected the elders. I don't know, some people were not even elders, and even those people that participated, they were chosen, were not even Papuans. They were Indonesians that were already living in Papua, West Papua. They were also forced to participate in that sham referendum. So the people of West Papua could not count that as the genuine referendum. So the 25 period, which added on 1st May 1963, 1st May 1988, which sort of confirms that the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai on 14 December 1988 is valid. So we cannot deny that. That proclamation is valid because it answers this the period of 25-year period of Indonesian, they were given that mandate to look after West Papua, basically to prepare West Papua for eventual independence, and then they would hand it back to Indonesia, sorry, to UN to complete the decolonization process. But Indonesia failed to do that, and until now, till now, they continue to occupy West Papua illegally. So I want to encourage the Papuans all over the world, those in Papua, to support the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai, because it is very significant, to our struggle, and also the proclamation that was done also by our elders back on 1st July 1971, because during that particular proclamation, they read a text about declaring the wish of the West Papuan people to be free and independent. And we all know that from 1st July 1971 to 1st May 1988, there is a huge gap in between. So I think we must appreciate and be thankful that the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai sort of, answers this, this period where they promised the people of West Papua that after the 25-year period, they would hand over West Papua back to UN so that the decolonization process could be completed. But Indonesia failed to do that. So that means the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai is valid. And we, the people of West Papua, need to support it. One thing we also need to understand is that Dr. Wainggai was not somebody that we could sort of underestimate, because he was the first Papuan to be educated in Japan, in America, and then he has that idea how he would prepare the future of West Papua. So he actually, before he did that proclamation, he had the 20-year period to study and how he could put forward this idea about a future West Papua, a new West Papua. So he had prepared a constitution, the national anthem, the flag, what else? Our national symbol, and most of you would have heard about the flag, because this particular flag, if you compare it with the current flag that we have, it's designed by a West Papuan himself, not the one that we currently have. Is actually designed by somebody from Dutch Holland. So that's very significant, because for us, as indigenous people of West Papua, we would like our flag to be designed by our own people, which represent our true identity. And that is all mentioned in that particular flag. So most of you would have read the statement or the video that we have uploaded, and which our elder here has clearly explained the flag and the attributes. So the green and those colors that are actually in the flag. So it's very important. We need to differentiate that, because we cannot continue to sort of support a foreign ideology. If you want to be free and independent, we have to do it on our own way. And I think what was prepared by Dr. Wainggai must be respected, must be upheld. I sort of want to take this opportunity as well, because I for myself, in the past, I sort of don't have any idea about this particular proclamation. But as I began to read the documents and begin to ask questions, then that's how, when you want to know something, you have to dig, you have to read the information, probably ask, and then you would know. So I asked our elder, and he began to explain to me about this particular proclamation. And, one thing that I've also read, that after they did the proclamation in Jayapura in Stadium Mandela, in the Indonesian military started firing, at them. But Dr. Wainggai told everyone to calm down, stay put, stay where they are. So no one got shot. That's amazing, and that significance, the sort of how significant this particular proclamation is. So that tells that God is actually with them. So no one got killed. So anyway, towards the end, Dr. Wainggai was actually arrested, and he appeared in the Indonesian court in Jayapura 12 times to explain about what he did. And that's very important. We need to know that he actually appeared in court to explain the what he did, or the proclamation that he did. So it's not something something that sort of appeared from the sky or an idea. No, he had prepared this particular proclamation for about 20 years. So when he came back from America, he decided, he told his friends and everyone in Papua that after 10 years, he would do that particular proclamation, because he knew that after he himself, and I think all Papuans knew that after 25-year period, Indonesia was supposed to hand back West Papua to United Nations, but they failed to do that. So Dr. Wainggai took that initiative. Remember, I think our leaders back in 1971, back in the early 70s, they would have done it. But if only they remained in Marcus Victoria and they all together. But sadly, they all separate. They all went separate ways, and some went and lived in Holland, in Sweden, and the rest went back inside the jungle. So they were not able to be together to sort of come up with an idea on how they could respond. So we must all be thankful that Dr. Wainggai realized that the importance or the significance of that particular Rome Agreement. So after the 25-year period, he actually did a proclamation to inform the Dutch, the Indonesian, the UN that, well, you guys promised us that after 25 years, you're supposed to hand back West Papua back to UN for the decolonization process to be completed. But you guys failed to do that. So this is the proclamation, and we are ready to be free and independent, and we want our rights back. So I think this is very important. This is a very significant event that happened in the history of the West Papuan people. So we need to be thankful that, there is a leader that took that initiative to inform the colonizers, the Indonesia, Dutch, and also America, United Nations, that we, the people of West Papua, never forget that particular Rome Agreement, because you all agreed on 30th September 1962 that you agreed that after the 25-year period, you would hand over West Papua back to UN for the decolonization process to be completed. But they failed to do that. So the proclamation that was done by Dr. Wainggai is valid and it's legal. And I believe if we were to take this matter to international court, then the proclamation done by Dr. Wainggai can actually revoke that UN resolution 2504, because that particular resolution, if you look at it again, they only took note only. They took note. UN never agreed about the result, because they know very well that it's a fake or sham referendum. So they wouldn't say, well, they wouldn't agree. So on the report it says they only took note of what happened during the time. They knew during the time everyone was. The referendum, or the sham referendum, was done illegally. It's not done using the international system of voting, where you have all the adults over the age of 18 to participate. That never happened in West Papua. So I want to encourage us, the people of West Papua, to support this proclamation done by Dr. Wainggai. And because if you want to be free and independent quickly, we all need to support it, because that's the only solution. That's the only way forward for the people of West Papua. And we need to, again, through the initiative that was done by Dr. Wainggai, tell Indonesia, tell UN, tell America, look, this is what you promised to the people of West Papua, and we are still waiting, and we want our rights back. We want to be free and independent in our own land. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's just trying to summarize what I stated previously in my video, but I want to encourage the people of West Papua to continue to pray, to continue to believe that West Papua is going to be free, and it will happen according to God's own timing. All right. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and God bless.